Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lord Nod at the side of TI3. It is nearly Game 5, and if you go ahead and if you're watching this online, this is the time where we're actually sitting in division between Game 4 and 5, and we're talking to two of our biggest personalities in Asia that are there. Welcome to the show. This is Tammy, but she'll tell us who she is and what she does.
Hi, my name's Tammy Tang Zhaoen. I'm also known as Furryfish, and I head up the female gaming team PMS.Asterisk.
So, all of you guys who thought that there is no gaming team, she's the girl. She's the girl who actually came up with everyone. Every one of you who said, you know, Furryfish, we wanted an interview with Furryfish. There she is. I kept my word. And on this side is Daryl Co. And I swear to God, I'm trying to go ahead and get your last name, but you have to tell us what your full name is.
Hi, it's Daryl Ko and they call me Ice. I'm pretty good at the game, and actually people are just bad, but I'm pretty good.
I like him. I already like him. People are just bad. So I actually I'm just going to start with this. I was just walking down and we were talking, and why aren't you watching the game? And you told me something really interesting. Why are you not watching the game?
Oh, why am I not watching the game? Because I'm a sore loser, and I really hate losing. So I actually don't really care who wins. Yeah, I'm just around.
I like him. And this kind of, there's this intensity that is there in most of us. He doesn't care. It's done. He came here for a reason. That didn't work out. And we're really sorry it didn't work out. But c'est la vie. But let's get back into the Asia scene. You're there and you're running this. Singapore kind of is one of the best places to be in gaming in Asia right now. China?
Yeah, China.
China?
Probably Korea.
Dota in gaming, esports for sure. I think we all agree. But in Dota 2?
Well, in Dota 2, I would still say Korea. I mean, if you think about it, they don't even have a scene yet. They don't even have a community, but they have a league coming up which has $1 million prize pool. Korea. Korea. Simple.
She's smart. And why do you say China?
Because I might be going to China. And I can't really go to Korea. I mean, they'll be like, 안녕 하세요. I'm like, what? They'll be speaking their Korean words.
You speak Chinese?
Yeah, I speak Chinese. Pretty fluent, I guess.
Nice. It kind of is a good match which is there. And China's got, I think in Asia, one of the more developed scenes of Dota 2. And I like your attitude. It says, look, that's a nascent place, and it's a great place to go ahead and actually set up. Well, do you think, and you know much more about this, so I'll ask you this question. Do you think the Koreans will go ahead and adapt to Dota 2 very quickly?
I think that in 2 years' time, they'll probably be winning it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give them 2 years.
Yeah, they are intense. They're fairly intense about going and doing something. But, we always thought that to be true with StarCraft and Brood War and the way that happened. But now you have the internationals or foreigners, as we like going and calling them in the scene. They're doing fairly okay. They hold their own. They might not go ahead and be winning all of them, but they stand in the top 3.
Yeah, that's true.
And do you think that'll also happen in between China, between Korea, between America and Europe, and now we have alliance, and now whatever. They're the 2 finalists here in the international. So,
What was the question?
the question is in 3 years' time, do you expect these 5 to how do you think the scene will stack up with Korea entering the scene and China?
I expect my team to win everything, honestly.
I shouldn't even ask a question. I agree with you. I think that's a great attitude. I think, okay, so I'm going to ask that question. When you come, when India's got this really, really nascent scene, right? We don't even have a great team. We have teams that wins locally. Every time we go ahead and participate internationally, even in Asia, we don't do too well. How do you go from where we are? If I told you, and you'll probably not do it, but if I tell you you have to go ahead and help the Indian team become better, what's your tip for them?
What's my tip for them? Well, my first tip would be to set up a very competitive community. And you have to go international. You have to go out and be open. You can't just be stuck in your own country. Like, you look at Dota 1, you have the Philippines, and they're just stuck in their own community, and they're just playing against each other. And they'll never grow. They might think they're the best, but they're only going to be best in the country because they're just playing against each other. So once they start expanding and losing against others, I think they'll get better and better. So that's a first step, I guess. I mean, I don't really see much India teams taking parts in tournaments. It might be their internet. I'm not really sure, but yeah, they should really take that first step and get trash in tournaments.
Okay. Tammy, you've got a couple of friends from India, Anup, Phobia, and a couple of them, which is there. What would your recommendations be to go ahead and make the scene better? And you've made like Asterix do well and whatever, so you've got some experience as a manager now.
I think that Daryl's right. You need to establish a competitive community, and I think that unfortunately, India is lagging behind in this because probably their infrastructure is not really there yet. You really need good internet, good PCs, not fantastic, but good enough.
Yeah, good enough. Technical question: what's a good enough PC? Something that can run Dota 2 at what FPS?
Well, I think probably 40 FPS would be good enough.
So 40 is good enough.
But I think the problem that a lot of teams are facing when they play Indian teams is that, I don't know, maybe the LAN shop has problems and then blackouts happen. So they end up waiting for them to reconnect and...
Yeah, there are too many pauses in our game. So last time we done a tournament, I swear to God, our entire match was... we stopped every single match. This was close to 200 matches in the first 2 minutes. So, pause. Like, come.
At least it's not like Vietnam. You have like a curfew. Like every LAN shot has to stop at, I think, 11 p.m. If not, the police can actually arrest them. It's quite a stupid curfew. I don't know, stupid government law. I don't know.
Well, I hope nobody in Vietnam watches this part. So actually, I'm going to ask one more question which came in. You said LAN shop. So now India's got this very weird thing which is going on, which some of our bigger cities, most of the people play from home, where internet is better in your house. We've got fiber optic, 100 megabytes, just how you have it in Singapore. But the LAN shops have not really progressed really well. And LAN shops are really big in Bombay, maybe Bangalore, and a couple of other places. Is it necessary to sit at a LAN place and do it, or can you go ahead and start getting into the competitive scene even if you have headsets and whatever?
I'm pretty sure you can get into the competitive scene from home. I mean, that's how my team normally trains from. Like, if I'm teaming with someone from Malaysia, we'll normally be training online. But if you really want to progress as a team and be really competitive and actually have a shot at the international, you really need a team house. It's not about going down to a LAN cafe to train. That's just like, that's not enough. I mean, having 5 people going down and then going back home after the training is really just not good enough. You need 5 people in a team house, and you need to train day and night. You need to wake up, play, sleep, and then you do everything together so that the chemistry is there, and yeah, you just have a one-track idea of what to do in a game.
What do you think?
I agree with him, but I do understand that a team house is very hard to come by, especially for just 5 new people who want to play together as a team. So the next best alternative would be going down to LAN to train. So yes, it is very important for LAN shops to upgrade to create a better competitive scene. Also, if you want to hold LAN competitions, obviously you need a good LAN setup to play.
True. And I think that is something where our country needs to go ahead and just become better. But I heard in the movie that we were watching yesterday, Play for Free, there was something very interesting that came. Someone was making the analogy between country teams and cross-country teams, right? So there's a country team, say Denmark. So Navi is Ukraine, Germany now. It's also a multicultural team. But let's say China team, DK. What is your view on a cross-cultural team versus a one-country team? Which works better? Tammy?
Well, I think that for certain countries like Singapore, if you're going to confine yourself to being a one nationality team, the talent pool is going to be a lot smaller. And so your choices are limited. Obviously, if you can pick across borders, your team, well, by right, it should be stronger because you can pick the players whom you think really fit you. But of course, that comes with a whole host of other problems, like time zones, cultural differences,
logistics.
From home, logistics, all this kind of thing.
Your view?
Well, I agree with what she said, but I think the difference between the cross-country team and, let's say, a country team, a local team, it means, okay, the difference would be like, if you're a cross-country team, besides a language barrier, if there's no language barrier, there's a difference in play style. Yeah, I mean, you have your own group of friends. Let's say I'm from Singapore and I play with them. We have sort of a unique play style, and And when we're going to be teaming up with someone from Malaysia, it's going to be very different because they have their own groups of friends and that's how they play together and that's how we play together. So when we sort of join hands, we have to figure out the same playstyle that we're going to use. If not, you're going to end up like how Team Zenith did this year. You're going to just lose at the top 8. Before the top 8. I mean, it's not that we are bad. Individually, we are all very skilled players, but
It's a little different. It's not blending.
a little different. Like everyone has their own ideas, and it's just different ideas. And when you mix different ideas together that doesn't mesh, you get crap ideas. But yeah, you get a crap synergy. So I actually think that this is related to the team house. So if you have a cross-country team and you have a team house, you can sort the differences out.
Tammy, this question's specifically for you, and because there's a lot of now girls which you started getting into gaming across the world, right? What's your view? And you've been a manager of a girl-only team, and that's getting better. Do you think that there's a distinctive play difference between men and women, or eventually, say 2, 5, 10 years from now, they'll be in the same team?
Well, I think that the reason why girls aren't so good right now is because there are fewer of us. It's just like, China has so many people. It's easier to find talent there than in Singapore where, there's only 5 million people. So as more girls start playing the game, yes, I do see them competing in mixed teams with guys, on par with guys, no problem. Definitely.
And you play, and you're fairly good at going and beating guys all the time. Yes, she is.
Not really. I really wouldn't say I'm very skilled, but I try.
And I think that's all that can be expected, because in the future, I think people will be getting into these cross-cultural teams. And this is your third international, right? How many? Yeah.
It's, not
you go
really.
to Germany?
It's my second. No, I wasn't at the first one.
Oh, you weren't in the first
Yeah.
one. And this is your first, second, third?
It's my third, but they forgot to mention me at the back of the booklet. Yeah. I'm sad.
We love. Guys, all of you go ahead and say ice, 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 heart right now. Free bonus life. But, and that sucks. And I actually know enough people involved. I'll go ahead and tell them next. But have you seen the international progress in a good way? What's the differences? Like first, second, third?
Yeah, I've seen international progress from the first to the second to the third year, but I would actually say it actually, I mean, for the first to the second year, there's a big difference. There's a big progression. The first year was at Gamescom. It's not even international itself. It's like an event in an event. But for the second year, it's a whole event by itself. And it was really nice to be playing in the Valve office and be interacting with the staff and everything, which is what you couldn't do in the first year, because the first year is like, okay, 8 p.m. You reach there by 8 p.m. Okay, 10 p.m. That's your next match. But for the third year, I think they might have taken a small step back in terms of the community, I guess. I mean, they still did a great job. I wouldn't say they did a bad job, but there's just lesser interaction with the Valve staff because we are no longer playing in the office, and I don't know, I socialize with lesser people, I guess, because of this. I mean, it's more professional now for the third year, and it's really, really nice of Valve. I mean, for games, we just go down and play our games, and we can come up back to the hotel to rest. But I still like the second year more, the one where we can,
Interact with them.
Yeah, that's like it feels like a community, like a tighter community in some ways.
You?
I have to agree with him. The second year was very special for all of us. I mean, it was like, wow, we are in the Valve office. It's like, yeah, we felt like,
No, we felt included, like we felt like a part of it.
Yeah, we really felt like part of a big family. And I think everyone felt that way too, because everyone was hanging out with each other a lot. This year, you don't really see that. It's just segregated groups at different tables.
Is that the reason? Is that a natural progression of, success itself? That, you want more people? I personally know at least, and what I was talking to Wolf, there was 10,000 people they refused for getting into the passes. Next year, they're planning to be at an even bigger location because this place is not big enough for everyone.
Sorry, I'm like...
I know, we are all hearing it. What is this? So we'll end this quickly because our heart is there and we don't want to go ahead and do something without heart.
Alliance is winning, right? Yeah.
Guys, can you tell us who's winning? Guys?
It's okay.
Yeah, okay. So, quick one. Do you think that's the natural progression of success, where they're going to be bigger now, and they're bigger now, and next year they're even planning to be bigger. There's 15,000 people who wanted to be part of it. It's getting onto mainstream TV and everything.
I don't really think it's a natural progression kind of thing. I think that Valve is just trying to create the best event they can, logistically speaking. But maybe they neglected the community side a little bit this year.
What would you give me a suggestion? Give me a suggestion on camera that you would say, I know you'll go this way, but make sure you're doing this. And that's the same for you. Give us one or two suggestions you feel that we should try and do.
Better coverage during the group stage. A lot of fans out there, they were just like watching streams and they didn't really see much behind the scenes during the group stages. So, and this suggestion came from Gods actually. I was talking to him. Installing a camera in each of the group stage rooms, that would have created a more personal feel for those watching at home.
Such a smart suggestion. Cool.
I mean, besides what she said, which I agreed, I don't think they should have neglected the 1v1 tournaments, the solo championship, and as well as the all-star match. I mean, if you're gonna make it into just a fun side event, then just make it into a fun side event that doesn't tire the players out. Like, I mean, the all-star match was like at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and players have matches the next day. So it was pretty crappy for them if they have matches. And there's no point in winning it. It's just a fun event. It's like, so it's a solo championship. I mean, if you win a solo championship, you get a Divine Rapier. Yeah. But that's about it. I mean, there's really no...
That's not wow.
It's nothing... It's not like, it's just a title. And it's not even the best 8 players in a tournament.
Yeah.
You get people who are not good at 1v1 in a tournament. For example, Dandy and Fatah, S4, they are not great 1v1 players. They are good at controlling the engagements and engaging. If you're going to throw them in the lane with me, Mushi, and even Yawate, they will just get owned one-handed, like one-sided. So, I mean, I think each team should be able to choose their own player to represent. Yeah, for example, IG. I mean, Swan might be the best 1v1 mid player.
In the world,
yeah, but the thing is, people just choose Ferrari because it's a fan favorite. So yeah, I think there should be more.
I think the point's coming in saying, which is valid, saying, look, I know we have to go do with it. I don't know whether you knew this. The highest ever views on Dota Cinema ever were for the All-Star game. Literally, ever. Have been like 2 million people watching online at the same time. I think they've taken that from the NBA, where the NBA All-Star game is literally choosing the fan favorites from every team and just putting them together, and then they're doing alley-oops and they're doing slam dunks and they're goofing around and whatever. But I take your point. I don't think after the All-Star game, next day morning is the next stage, which is where they're saying, I made everyone have fun, but I suffered because of it. Yeah. So I take that point. I think that's a very valid point, which is there. Kind of ending this right now, and I also like to go ahead and say this. So both of you, separate questions, but same question, separate answers. Both of you you're literally allowed to go do anything you want. You can choose any player from history, any single player from any 5 players from history, and you can go ahead and give them any 5 characters to play. What's your dream team?
My dream team.
Yeah, so choose. You can. Okay, you think about it. So you can choose any 5 players. You can use anyone from history, anyone from the current one. You can even include yourself, and then you can give them your favorite characters that you believe they should play.
Let's start with support. I think I'll choose Fluff, just because he has amazing hair. Solo mid, probably Ice.
And what you'll give Fluff? And you're going to do the characters later, or do you want to do it right now?
Okay, for Fluff, Visage, I guess.
Okay.
Ice solo mid. Oh man, this is hard. There's so many things he can play solo mid.
Your dream team.
I'll probably choose something he hates.
Okay, go for it.
Like Lich.
Okay, you want to go with Lich?
Yeah.
Okay, so ice Lich, solo mid.
Farmer, I'll definitely take Burning on AM, just because it's awesome to watch him play that. So second support, okay. On CM, I'll probably put him as number 5. And off lane, ROTK, simply because he's my favorite China player.
And what do you give him?
Clockwork.
So I'm going to recap this, okay? ROTK Clockwork, Ice Lich, Fluff on Visage, yeah. Ake on CM? No, Ake on CM, yeah. And the last one you said was?
Burning
Burning, oh yeah, Burning on?
AM.
Burning on AM. Guys, so I want you to go ahead and do that for me. We're going to call this, they'll hear this, okay? We have to go ahead and call this Team Tammy. We will go ahead and get this on. We'll go ahead and create Team Tammy, and we're going to go ahead and play a couple of games and see how this works. If it is fun, just write down below saying how you had that experience of going and playing this. Everyone, pubs, try this out. I will random this and see how it goes. Team Tammy. Team Ice. Enough time for you to think.
Yeah, I'll have Burning on the anti-mage. I'll have Mushi on the QOP or OD. I guess Obsidian Destroyer. And you have me on off lane, number 3 guy, as a Team Saw, I guess.
Okay.
Number 4 you have Papa Xiong, from King Surf in the past. Vice Sage as well.
Okay.
And number 5, well, I guess it's Net or Extinct.
Oh, nice. I haven't heard of them. Long time.
Yeah, I mean, they're just there.
Yeah.
Chen? Or Whips? How do you pronounce that word? Chen. I think I'll choose Chen. I'll just go with Chen. I can't pronounce that.
Which one?
That I can't
Eo.
pronounce it. Eo, yeah.
The Wisp.
The Whips.
Yeah, good, close enough. Whips. We call it Ear the Whips. So there you go, guys. That's Team Ice. You've got 2 really cool teams. You've been hearing this for everyone else. You've heard Team Shiva. You've heard Team Icy. There's a lot of people who've gone and given you the teams. Try them out. Write us into our videos and let us know how you've been having fun. Thank you guys for so much.
Thank you.
This has been a lovely, lovely time. And we'll see you in Singapore or China or somewhere in the world. Cheers. Thanks so much.